We've all heard about the law of attraction, the idea that what you focus on, you attract into your life. It's a popular notion, and for good reason. There's a deep truth underlying this universal law. Your thoughts, emotions, and intentions do shape your reality. But here's the question that most people aren't asking: are you misusing it? Are you unknowingly sabotaging your manifestations? It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of manifesting wealth, love, success, or whatever it is you desire. But the law of attraction is more complex than just think positive and receive. In fact, many people are using it in ways that not only delay their manifestations but can cause them frustration, confusion, and even disappointment. So, let's go deeper and uncover what you should be avoiding if you truly want to harness the power of this law in your life. The first thing to consider is this: are you focusing on the lack rather than the abundance? This is one of the most common ways people misuse the law of attraction. When you want something really badly, your mind can often slip into a state of lack, focusing on what you don't have rather than what you want to bring into your life. And here's the paradox: by focusing on what you lack, you're actually attracting more lack. The universe doesn't respond to your desires, it responds to the energy you emit. If your focus is on not having enough money, not having the right relationship, or not being successful, guess what? You're going to attract more of that negative energy into your life.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Take a moment to reflect on this. How often are you thinking about what you don't have rather than what you're in the process of creating? The universe is a mirror. It reflects not what you say you want, but what you truly believe and feel. If deep down your thoughts are about scarcity, that's what you'll get. It's not enough to just say, "I want abundance." You have to believe it, feel it, and embody it. The second pitfall is impatience. In our fast-paced world, we expect results instantly, and when they don't show up on our timeline, we start doubting the process. We ask, "Why isn't this working?" Or, "I've been thinking positive thoughts for weeks, but nothing's happening." Impatience creates resistance, and resistance blocks the flow of energy. The universe operates on its own divine timing, not yours. When you become impatient, you're sending a signal to the universe that you don't trust it. And when you don't trust, you're out of alignment with the very thing you want to attract. Now think about your own life. Have you ever been so attached to an outcome that you couldn't let go? And as a result, you pushed it further away. This happens all the time. The more you cling to the need for something to happen by a certain time, the more you create blocks in the manifestation process. The key here is to trust the timing of the universe. Let go of the need to control every detail and allow things to unfold in their own perfect way. Another common mistake people make is trying to force the law of attraction to work. You can't brute force your way into manifesting what you want. This law isn't about manipulating the universe to get what you desire. It's about aligning yourself with the energy of what you want. Forcing things to happen comes from a place of fear and scarcity. When you try to force, you're essentially telling the universe that you don't believe it'll happen naturally, and so you feel the need to control it. Here's a deep question for you. Are you trying to control your manifestations, or are you allowing them to flow into your life? There's a big difference between setting an intention and trying to force a result. Setting an intention is about clarity, focus, and trust. Forcing is about fear, doubt, and control. The universe responds to ease, not struggle. When you're relaxed and in a state of trust, things flow effortlessly. When it comes to the law of attraction, Resistance is one of the biggest hurdles people face. And the tricky part is that most of us don't even realize we're creating resistance. Resistance can come in many forms: doubt, fear, limiting beliefs, or even deeply ingrained subconscious patterns that we're not aware of. So let's dive into how you might be blocking what you want without even knowing it. One of the main ways we create resistance is through self-doubt. You might be saying all the right affirmations, visualizing your desires, and doing everything you've learned about the law of attraction. But deep down, there's a voice that says, "I don't really deserve this," or "this isn't going to work for me." This inner doubt creates a split in your energy. On the surface, you're projecting positivity, but underneath, there's a current of disbelief running through your subconscious. And this disbelief is powerful. It sends mixed signals to the universe. Ask yourself this: do I truly believe I deserve the things I'm trying to manifest? Be honest. Many of us carry around limiting beliefs that we picked up in childhood or from past experiences, beliefs like "I'm not good enough," or "I don't deserve to be happy," or "success is for other people, not for me." These beliefs act as invisible barriers, blocking the very things you're trying to attract. Another form of resistance comes from fear of change. We say we want something: a new job, a relationship, financial abundance, but on a deeper level, we might be afraid of what that change will bring. Change, even positive change, can be scary. It disrupts our comfort zone, and so, without even realizing it, we sabotage our own efforts to manifest. We might procrastinate, avoid taking action, or create excuses. All of this is resistance. Take a moment and reflect. What are you afraid of losing if you receive what you're asking for? Sometimes we fear that success will bring too much responsibility, or that once we're in a relationship, we'll lose our independence. So these fears are subtle but powerful, and they can create a barrier between us and our desires. Resistance also shows up as attachment to the outcome. This is when you become fixated on how and when your desire will manifest. You start to obsess over the details and get anxious if things aren't happening according to your plan. Attachment creates tension, and tension blocks the flow of energy. The more you hold on to a specific outcome, the more you push it away. Are you attached to how your desires should manifest? Can you let go of the need to control the outcome? The universe may have a plan that's even better than what you've imagined, but if you're too attached to a specific way of receiving your manifestation, you might miss the opportunities that are right in front of you. When we talk about the law of attraction, one of the most misunderstood aspects is the power of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up on your desires. It means letting go of the need to control every detail of how and when they will manifest. It's about trusting that the universe knows the best way to bring your desires into your life, even if it doesn't look the way you expected. Surrender is the antidote to resistance. When you surrender, you release the tension, the anxiety, and the need to force things to happen. You enter into a state of flow where you're aligned with the natural rhythm of the universe. This is where the magic happens. But let me ask you, do you trust the universe enough to surrender? Can you let go of the need to control every aspect of your manifestation and allow things to unfold in their own time? Well, this is one of the hardest lessons to learn, but it's also one of the most powerful. When you surrender, you open yourself up to receiving in ways that you couldn't have planned or predicted. One of the keys to surrender is detachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about your desires. It means you're no longer dependent on them for your happiness. You're no longer attached to the outcome because you trust that the universe will deliver what's best for you, even if it looks different from what you imagined. Detachment creates space for the universe to work its magic. I think about this. What if the universe has something even better in store for you than what you're asking for? Can you be open to that possibility? So often we limit ourselves by being too specific about what we want, when in reality, the universe might have a much grander plan. When it comes to using the law of attraction, there's often a misunderstanding about the balance between action and trust. Many people believe that you can simply visualize your desires, think positive thoughts, and then sit back and wait for the universe to deliver everything you want on a silver platter. But in reality, the law of attraction is about co-creation. It's a dynamic partnership between you and the universe. Yes, your thoughts and emotions are powerful, but they need to be paired with inspired action and trust in the process. Without this balance, you may end up misusing the law of attraction, which can lead to frustration and unfulfilled expectations. So, let's delve into this balance. The first question to ask yourself is, are you taking inspired action, or are you trying to force things to happen? There's a significant difference between the two. Inspired action is when you feel a natural pull towards something. It feels right, it feels aligned, and it often comes with a sense of excitement or peace. This kind of action is effortless, even if it requires hard work. It doesn't feel like a struggle. Forced action, on the other hand, comes from a place of fear, control, or impatience. It's when you're trying to make things happen out of a sense of urgency or desperation, rather than allowing them to unfold in their own time. Imagine planting a seed in the ground. You don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing, do you? You plant it, water it, and trust that it will sprout when the time is right. The same principle applies to the law of attraction. You set your intentions, take inspired action, and then trust that the universe will deliver. But if you're constantly trying to control every detail, you're like the person who keeps digging up the seed, wondering why it hasn't sprouted yet. You're disrupting the natural process. Think about your own life. Have there been times when you've tried to force things to happen, only to be met with resistance or frustration? This is a common experience. When we're too attached to specific outcomes or timelines, we create tension within ourselves, which blocks the flow of energy. The universe responds to ease, not struggle. So if you're feeling frustrated because things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like, ask yourself whether you're trying to force the process instead of allowing it to unfold naturally. Another crucial aspect of the law of attraction is trusting the timing of the universe. This is where many people trip up. We live in an age of instant gratification where we expect results immediately. But the universe doesn't work on human timelines. It has its own divine timing, and sometimes things take longer to manifest because there are lessons we need to learn or conditions that need to be aligned before our desires can come to fruition. If you find yourself getting impatient, remind yourself that delays don't mean denial. But because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Trust that the universe is always working behind the scenes, even if you can't see the evidence right away. Here's a deep question for you. Can you trust the process, even when you can't see the immediate results? This is one of the hardest lessons when working with the law of attraction, but it's also one of the most important. And faith is the bridge between where you are and where you want to go. Without it, you're likely to fall into the trap of doubt, which creates resistance and slows down the manifestation process. Now, let's talk about detachment. This is another key element that many people struggle with. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about your desires. It means you're not attached to a specific way or time in which they will manifest. Detachment is about trusting that the universe knows the best path for you, even if it looks different from what you imagined. When you're detached, you're open to receiving your desires in whatever form they come, rather than being fixated on one particular outcome. Ask yourself, are you open to the possibility that the universe might deliver something even better than what you've asked for? So often we limit ourselves by being too specific about what we want. We think we know what's best for us, but the universe has a much broader perspective. It sees the bigger picture and often has plans that are far greater than anything we could have imagined. When you're detached, you're allowing the universe to work its magic in ways that could surprise and delight you. One of the most powerful ways to practice detachment is by focusing on the feeling of what you want rather than the specifics of how it will come to you. For example, if you're trying to manifest financial abundance, instead of focusing on a specific amount of money or a particular job, focus on the feeling of financial freedom. What would it feel like to have all your needs met? How would you feel waking up every day knowing that you're financially secure? When you tap into that feeling, you align yourself with the energy of abundance, and the universe will find the best way to deliver it to you. Finally, let's talk about being open to receiving. This might sound obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people struggle with this. And many of us are great at giving, but when it comes to receiving, we have blocks. We might feel unworthy, or we might believe that we have to work hard and struggle to earn what we want. But the universe doesn't operate on a reward system. It doesn't give you what you want because you've earned it. What gives based on your alignment with the energy of what you desire. If you're not open to receiving, you might be unknowingly blocking your blessings. Here's one final question for you to reflect on. Do you believe you are worthy of everything you're asking for? This is an important question because worthiness is often at the root of why people struggle with the law of attraction. If you don't believe you deserve happiness, abundance, love, or success, you'll unconsciously push it away, even if you're doing everything else right. In conclusion, the law of attraction is a powerful tool, but it requires balance. You must take inspired action, trust the timing of the universe, practice detachment, and be open to receiving. When you align yourself with these principles, you become a powerful co-creator of your reality, and the universe will respond in ways that will amaze you. So, are you ready to stop misusing the law of attraction and finally tap into its full potential? The choice is yours.